I think I'm live and you're all able to see me, and welcome. And today is the final day of Angular Beginner to Advanced, and today we are going to do a very important thing, which is the HTTP request, which is a very important thing. Okay, why I'm not so I'm live here also. So so today is the HTTP day. HTTP is always the main thing. See, a front-end developer, what he does, a front-end developer actually gets the API from a back-end developer, and he or she have to integrate that. So that is one of the main thing of a front-end developer, and for that, what they have to do, they have to do those API calls. And Angular also and React also, they're actually the last topic because they're the most important topics. Okay, so it is like that. So let's get started, and let me share my screen. Okay, I'm able to share my screen correctly. Yeah, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so again I have a project which is just now, it is not doing any API call or something. It's not doing an API call. It is just a basic projects in which some components are there, some container are there, and a simple template driven form is there. And so this is like this, a template driven form, and then the app component is mostly there is nothing. So no API calls or anything is done. Okay, so okay, so one more good news, we are going to use Firebase in our project to store the backend data, so that you can learn about a bit of Firebase also. So Firebase, generally I teach in advanced things, but here are for luck today means Firebase. If you learn Firebase, that's a very good thing to do. Okay, so let us do the Firebase thing, and let us create a Firebase. So Firebase is very simple. So let me do it a bit bigger. Then console.firebase.com. I use a lot of Firebase, and so that is there. Add projects I will do, and what will be the project name? Project name will be HTTP demo Angular. HTTP demo Angular. Hope I have this thing. It's giving me like this. I don't want it to be attached to this thing. Okay, it is not available. HTTP demo Angular YT. If YT is good. YT. I'll do continue. Enable this. Create a project. So it is creating now. Yeah, it doesn't take much time. So that is done, and let it create. And we are going to use real-time database now. I hope it doesn't give any error. It doesn't give any error. Firebase is giving me some error for some time. It means it is actually Firebase has shifted from Firebase 8 to Firebase 9, and it is giving me error in some other projects. I hope it doesn't give, because this is the old project is there. And we are going to use a real-time database. Most of the time you might be seeing me using Firestore database, but we are using real-time database now. Okay, so create database I'll do, and here maybe Singapore I'll take next, and here test mode, never started log mode, test mode, and then it will be done. It's taking time because I'm streaming also at the same time, so it generally takes time. Okay, so yeah, so it is done. Streaming takes a lot of computer resources. That's the reason I shifted to this Mac. So it took a lot of resources. Okay, so we got something, this thing we got. Okay, so this is the main thing for our real-time database. So we are going to first go to the app module and all. Okay, where is the app module? App module need to have that HTTP client module enabled, so which is there, it's there. Okay, it is there. So we are good to go. If it is not there, you have to include it. So see, Angular is a full framework. It is not a library like React. We don't have to install anything in Angular. In React, we have to install a lot of things to do the API call, like Axios and a lot of other things. Okay, so that is there, but here we have nothing. It means we can directly do it. So what we are going to do, in the app component.ts file, I'll go, and here I have to import that HTTP client, which is actually already done. HTTP client have to import, and then private HTTP client is there. Now we are going to do the API call now. Okay, API call we are going to do, and here on create post. So on create post, what is this on create post? On create post is something when you are submitting the form. So on create post will be called at that time. On create post data, and here send HTTP request. Here I'll do this dot HTTP dot post, this dot HTTP dot post, and I have to do this, and I'll copy this and like this. I'll copy and post it, and JSON. Where is the JSON? Okay, so one more thing is that after this we have to add something like post.json, which is very not always, it is not required to have post, but you have to have something like post.json. You have to do something like this. Okay, so this is something which is required because it will save with that name. So that is done. Now what we have to do, this.http.post, we're going to post into it, post API we're learning first. Okay, and after this I'll give a comma and a post data. So anything we have to give, see the error have also gone. So now I have to subscribe to it. Okay, so dot subscribe dot, so this is how we do in Angular. Res, it will send me some response, and let me do some we are going to have more things. So let me have this console.log. Let me use this console.log, but this console.log will have this res. Okay, so because when you're posting something, we just need to show the user that it is working. So this title string and content string, we are posting it. This is a post API. Okay, so let me save it now. Okay, so what it is doing actually, let me also make it small again. Go here and inspect console, and even the network I'll go. So let's just submit something and see whether it is working or not, whether it is going to the Firebase or not, because sometimes Firebase is giving me some issues nowadays. Okay, HTML basics is this is HTML basics, and see the send post is there. Send post is something which is this which will send this post. Okay, send post is something which is inside this form. This is something different. Fetch post is something different. Send post is something which is doing this on create, and post form it is doing. Okay, so I will click on this and post if everything is working. See, see it is going here, and post.json it is done. Okay, polyfill, is it some error? Okay, I think I have had an error actually. No, I don't think. Okay, I have something like different, like is there. So something is coming back. Something is coming back, but it is not exactly that thing which is there. Okay, so let me do one thing also. Let me see whether that thing was. See, something was created here. Yeah, so it is coming. So it is inserting in the database. See, in Firebase it is very easy. So it is inserting in the database with the post. So it is inserting, it is working fine. So the next thing which we are going to do is we have to fetch this post. So when we click on the get post, we'll fetch the post. So we'll have a post function for that. So this in this ng on init, I'll have a this dot fetch post like this. On fetch post it will be fetch post, because I'm going to create it, this dot fetch post, and here also ng on init this will be called, and on fetch post also here this will be called. And now I have to create this thing. Okay, so I will create this thing. So I will create this as a private, so you can do all these things here. Okay, private and all these things, because what we have like this dot http dot get, and so get API endpoint also will be the same. So whatever we have written, so this same. Okay, I have to do the same thing. It is taking something else. I don't know from where it is taking. Okay, so I will give the same endpoint, and then this is how the get endpoints work. Okay, so then after this dot subscribe, and maybe I will call it post now, because we are getting the posts back. So posts and console.log of posts, I'm going to have console.log of posts, save it. Now that is there, and okay, so this so my first post is running because I'm getting this from the 32 number. I'm getting this console log because I have not submitted any post. Okay, and here I'm getting it as some object. Okay, I'm getting the content I'm getting. Okay, so but we need to show also, but this is not correct way to get the content, and we need to transform it, and for that in Angular we have something known as transform is there. So we are going to do that. App component, I am here, and then because it is not exact format in which we should get, so I will do a import map from rxjs operators, and then here I'll go and okay, so the data which I am getting in the fetch post, I have to change it. Before so how do I change it? So here after this I'll have this, there is a pipe operator. Pipe we have learned in the earlier class. Pipe is there, so we have to pass it through pipe and then map. We have to map through it, then res will be like this, and after this the subscribe will be there, then const posts equal to this empty array, and then for const key in res, and here I am posts dot push. So I'm changing it with dot res, and see, you're soon going to see what I'm going to change. So this is how we do. This is also known as data massaging. This we need to do a lot and a lot of other places also. Okay, this is actually an object I'm pushing here. So this will be an object like this. So dot res. So response, whatever I'm getting the response, I am making an ID and key. You're soon going to see what I'm actually making here. Okay, so this pipe is like, it is like transforming this, and this for is there. After this I will have this return post is there, and then this subscribe and all these things are there. So let me save it, and then see, this is why I was doing it. I'm now getting an array. Proper array, which is the object content and title. Proper array I'm getting because I have transformed it. This is how we transformed it with the response. What is the response with key and ID? So these things we're transforming, and see, I have the ID also. So dot res key is something like this. All of this content and title is there, but I have an ID also, because ID we always require, because like React, Angular also like a lot of this ID things. Okay, so this is well formatted. So one more thing, in TypeScript is called TypeScript because it is a script. In TypeScript, we should have a type of HTTP request. Means we should have a model kind of a thing. Those who have done my Mun stack thing, they know that model kind of a thing should be there here in HTTP. So let me make a another file here. We'll go here, close it. Here in the app, I will have a post dot model dot ts. I'll have, and it will just be a model like a MongoDB files which you have like that. Export interface and post, and title is string, content is string, and ID, and this is something which means that it is mandatory. This question mark, it means it is mandatory. So we'll have this thing, export interface. So interface is something like a classes with add any object or something. Okay, something like that is there in that. So now in the app.component.ts file, we are going to import this model. Okay, so we're going to import it. So import, because we are doing a named import, just like this concept is from React only. So we are doing name import, that's why we're doing this curly bracket. So I have to import it from here. Then in the on create, in the instead of this title and string, I will change it. Actually it is like this only, but this is a better way. This is a TypeScript way to do it. We can do it in the earlier way also, but this is a TypeScript way. So post I will do, and although I've used that not strict TypeScript, but we should generally have some TypeScript thing also. That's why the TypeScript is there. And even this thing, we should give a type here also. Okay, so to give a type here, and this is like inside this I will have this, and name is string. Okay. It means that this I'm passing this name, which is a string. So another thing which you have to do in the this fetch post also, and this is something which you are doing the TypeScript for the TypeScript. Okay, so this I will do, and then like this, and key is like string post. It's there, and this post is also like of type post, the type post, and that also is an array, type of post array. So this is like this. So this is the TypeScript thing which you have done. Everything is same. Yeah, everything is same. Okay, so now we'll show the post in our project. So all the posts, because we are not showing it, we are just console logging it. Just console logging it, we are going to show it, and we are going to show some thing else also. So let us in this only app post, this loaded post is the, again I will use some TypeScript thing. Loaded post I'll make as post, only post is there like this, and is fetching is like equal to false, fetching is false, and now so is fetching is a variable, it is there, which is false. Okay, so here in our post fetch, this will be true because it is trying to fetch. At this point it's trying to fetch. So this dot is fetching equal to true. This dot is fetching equal to true, and here in this when the result comes back, we are going to again make it equal to false. This dot is fetching equal to false, and also instead of console console loading and what I'm telling, this dot post equal to post, I'll do this dot loaded post equal to post, and then save it. Now okay, so everything is okay. Now we'll have to go to here because this is where we show it. So here we have where I'm showing it. Okay, after this, okay, no poster available, so I think yeah I have to show it here. So div row, and I have this no post available. Okay, so here the no post available will be only shown if some ng if condition is there. Ng if equal to loaded post dot length is less than 1, and then not of is fetching, not of its fetching is there. So loaded post dot length is less than 1, and then okay, so it is less than 1, then only it will show, and it is not a fetching, then only it should show. So means the post is not been created. Then after that we will going to use the ul is there, and then okay, class equal to list group list group star ng if equal to loaded post dot length is greater than equal to 1. Okay, so it is now the opposite of it. Loaded post dot length is greater than equal to 1, and not of is fetch. Okay, so I will show it at this time. Okay, and inside this ul I will have an ally. So this ally will have this class equal to list group item and ng or equal to that post of loaded post. So let post of loaded post is there. This is how we loop through any array. Okay, so that is there, and then we have to show only the h3 is post dot title, and in the p I'll have post dot content like this, and after this ul, if I show p will be showing a loading dot dot dot. You can show a spinner also here. Okay, so this will be shown when the ng if is true, then only it will be shown. So ng if equal to is fetching, ng if is fetching, save it. Okay, see the HTML basic, it has been shown. So and it shows. Okay, let me do one more thing, and css basics, this is css basics, and I'll do the send post. But the thing is that our app is not that much live kind of a thing. So see, another thing is also added here, css basic, but I have to do this fetch post, then only it will show. So this is how it is working. It is looking fine, and it is working completely fine. So that is done. Now the next thing we are going to do. Okay, so everything is working fine in app, but in Angular, what happens when you're going to give some interviews also, because I've done Angular projects also, I know this thing. The interviewer will ask you to use services. Interviewer will ask you to use services to do the API call, not like the API call like this. He or she will ask to use the services. Okay, so let us do that. Let us convert this into services. So how to use the services? So here I'll do here app. I will create a post dot service dot ts, post dot service dot ts I'll do, and then let's create the services. So first thing is that where is the http client? So http client will be now from there, http client, so c control e http client, and import. This is a different way, import inject table, import inject table, we have to do this, and then we are going to do some of the other things which we have done. These two things will also be there. Map and post will also be there, and then we have to add inject. See, we use a lot of this are known as decorators in Angular. So this is there, and then provided in root. See, we are using this injectable. There is a thing we are using. I am now getting it back. We are, if you use injectable like this, we don't have to add it in the app.compo that module.ts file. So it is for that. This is for that reason. I don't do much Angular, so sometimes I don't remember all these things. I'm mostly a React guy, and because that is something which gives you a job. I only do and teach those things. Those gives you much job, more jobs. This is something which is over our React. Okay, post class and this, and instructor is like private http http client. Yeah, good evening, my private http client we have. Okay, then after this we will have this create. Okay, we'll have all this logic, we'll get it from there, but let us first create the function. So create and store for post like title is like string, comma content is like string, and then const post data is of type post equal to title and content, and then this thing, let us have this thing, this dot http post. So this one we are going to copy it there. This dot http posts, we are copying it there, and name and string is there, and post data subscribe and all these things are there. But the fetch post one we will directly copy, because fetch post one is directly, is like the same, only there is one difference is there. Okay, let me create it that, because there is one difference is there. Fetch post is like this, and we'll have a return. So this return will be going from here. Okay, we are going to return all of it. Return this dot http and all. So we are getting some error because these are not there. So yeah. So this subscribe, we are going to move it back there. So this subscribe is ending here, and it is also giving me error. Okay, so I have this thing. Now let me save it. We're not even using it right now, so let us go here, and we are going to use it here. I'll go in the app component.ts file, and here the thing is that I'm going to import that service. So import post service from the post service and all. Okay, then here in the export class app component and all, so we are going to have this private http client. We are going to have that also. Private post service is post service like this, and then ng on init we are there, and this dot instead of this dot post and all, we are going to call that service. We are not going to do the API call here. So first thing is that here I have to do is, I'm going to remove this thing, and is this dot is fetching equal to true, and this dot post service dot fetch post, because the fetch post is now there. So fetch post dot service subscribe I'm going to have, and subscribe this, it will send me this post, and in this post I'm going to have this this dot fetching equal to false, and this dot loaded post equal to loaded post. And what I'm missing here, I am missing one, this here. Okay, so this is how I'm calling it from this dot fetch post. This dot fetch post I'm calling, so it will return this thing. So this is how the callback function also works. So it will return, and then I will make the is fetching equal to false, and this is loaded post equal to post, because it will return this thing. Okay, so that is there. And after this, in the on create post also, I don't need to do this API call here, so I will remove it, and I will have this dot post service dot create and store post. Create and store post is the name which we have given here. Create and store post, and here I am passing the post data dot title and post data dot content. It is giving me error. Argument of string is not post data dot post data dot title and post data dot content. Okay, let me see one thing. Okay, got it. So here it is string is there. In fact, it's not title I have to do here, and content I will do it, and it's still giving me error. Still giving me error. Okay, let us go ahead and I'll do this thing here. This ng on init also I have to change. So this dot is fetching is true is there, but I will change it like this. Dot is fetching is true. Save it and okay. Okay. Post data dot title is string is okay. What is the issue here? Whatever is the issue, it's okay. So maybe this will not go now. Missing this basics is Java script basics and post. Did it gone? Yeah, it is going fine. Send post, it is going fine. Fetch data is also going fine. Don't know, means sometimes this TypeScript says way too much. Means even if there is no error, this TypeScript also give all this kind of errors and all. Okay, so we'll go ahead and what I'm thinking means this is done mostly. So let's create a new project and with some news API. So let's do a project. For that, so here I'm going to do a cd dot here ng new news app. ng new news app I'm going to create, and yeah, I need the routing. Yes, I need the routing. It is CSS is there, and let us create this quickly. A project we are going to create, so it will be good to do this project, and then okay, let it create. Okay, so yeah, it generally creates very quickly. Okay, so what was the name I gave? CD. So we're going to create a news app. We're going to hit an API endpoint and create the news app. So let me close it. Let me open it with VS Code and the serve. And the serve is there. Run it. So it will show everything. And let us quickly add Bootstrap to this project. And there is another way to add Bootstrap. Okay, so we are going to add Bootstrap. So after this Fabi icon, I'll do the Bootstrap here. And the other Bootstrap needs some JavaScript also. So that also we need to do. After this app.root, we'll do this here. Save it. So this is something which we have done. After this, we are done. And I think I need to run this again. Sometimes it doesn't get loads. Okay, and this serve I'll do again so that it gets loaded. And let's Okay, it's compiled successfully. And see, a bit of difference is there. So it came because the bootstrap has been loaded here. So this is how we added bootstrap. So now we are going to create something. After that, we're going to do the API call. So let us do that thing. So here we are going to use that our very own creator like this. We can do this with this. So ngd top news. So generate component top news, generate component top news, and you can do it from anywhere. So generate component top news I've done, and it will automatically add it. So in this app, I will go, this top news will be there. So top news component will be created for us. So this is the power of CLI command. Okay, so let me make it a bit bigger. I made it a bit bigger. So now I'll go to this app.component.html, and we're going to soon do it. Okay, we have to remove all these things because all these things are always there and it has got a lot of junk. So we have, I'll take some means from the bootstrap site only. We'll create a navbar soon. Okay, and that is something I'm going to take from the site because we have to do it all quickly. So Snapbar and all I've taken from the bootstrap because bootstrap has many things which are already created. So this is something which I have taken from the bootstrap, and news app, toggle, and all these things are there. So all these are bootstrappy thing. Okay, nothing else is there. So I will save it and see bootstrap gave us this navbar, and it is maybe, yeah, this is also working fine because we have home, and let us not have like now, let us have home only now, maybe tech. Okay, we can create this tech later on. Home is okay. Okay, home is okay. And okay, so in this app routing, let us go to this so when we include this routing while setting up, this app routing module is also created. So app routing module is created like this. This is different than app.module.ts. This is a routing module. So this is imported in the your app module by default. When we had given that, yeah, we need a routing, so it is getting created. So here we have to give the routes. We have already learned how to give the routes, I think. So here also we can give the route. Okay, I'll do this. Path is like, when the path is this empty, then component is top news component we have to do. So like this, we are right now we're having one only. So that is done. Now in the app module.ts, let us see whether app.module.ts got everything. App.module.ts, I'll go, and it is not having HTTP client, and we need the HTTP client to do the API call. So HTTP client is not coming. HTTP CLI ENT HTTP client module not importing. Okay, so I'll do it by hand. If it is not importing, import HTTP client module from @angular common HTTP. So see, now the error have also gone because it is coming fine. So I have included the HTTP client module, and see, it is also showing that top news is working. It is showing because this right now it is showing that in that, so that is working. And now we have to do the API call. So for the API call, we are going to create a service. So let us create a service, and again we have to go to the command J and ngDSC in production project. We always do it like this. You can do it like this. It is not required that everything you have to create it by hand. Service and news API and news API. So ngGS I'll do, and it will create. See, it will create this in a service folder. It will create it like this. Okay, in the service folder it will create. So that is there, but let us see that whether it is there in the app module.tsy or sometimes it is not there. So see, it is not there, so let me include it. And news API service, I have to include it in the providers and it will done. So now we are going to go to a site, copy, maybe I'll have the API key, newsapi.org. We have to go, and here what news API endpoint, I am there, and okay, it requires an API key. Most of the time it requires API key. Okay, and I think I cannot show that API key or what, because okay, so I will log in and then only it will give me the API key, and I'll do it off screen because this API key I think I cannot give because I don't have much of a thing. Okay, so I'll do off screen or else I have to show the API key. Okay, I got the API key and one. So the API key I have got. So I have to go back here. No, make it again small, and this news API service, I'll go here and we will do the API call here. And the same thing we are going to do again means injectable and all it is already there because the services has been created. So we are going to import the import HTTP client from Angular common HTTP, and we are going to import observable also we are going to import. And then here, see, this is already added like this. Nowadays it automatically get added here, and the constructor I'll do private underscore HTTP and HTTP client like this, which we have already declared. And then we are going to do a top news, just a top news equal to like this, and I have to give the endpoint with a sec. Okay. So this I have to give, and after this I have to give the API endpoint, which again I cannot show. So after this you have to give the API endpoint. It's very easy to get the API from for this thing. Okay, most of the other services the API I have seen it is a bit difficult to get, but you just have to register it with a Google or something and you'll get the API. So I'll put the API key later on, or else the this will not work. Okay, so that is there. And so now after this, top headlines to do and observable. So this is another way to do it. Okay, observable I'll do, and any I'll do, and hopefully this will work. Angular also goes through a lot of change. This project I've done 6-7 months back. Return this dot underscore HTTP and dot get this dot top news. This dot top news. Okay. So this I've done. This is HTTP.get and this is top news. Save it, and it will not go. This API call will not go. Anyways, I am going to give that soon. So let us first do the top news from where it is coming. It will this services will be done by the top news. So I will go here in the top news.ts file and let us make it now. So time, okay. First thing we are going to do is the import news API from whatever we have created, and then here I'll do a private API is news API service, and then ng on init is there. This dot API dot top headlines and subscribe data I'll do, and here console.log data I'm going to do. So let us see whether it is coming. Anyways, it will not come because I have not given the API endpoint. Okay, so one thing I have to give, which is less, which is this one, this bracket. So let me save it, and let me see whether the data is coming or not. It should not come because we didn't give the API key, and we didn't give the API key, so the data is not coming, and I have to give the API key here, which I will just give. Okay, and I gave the API key, and see, I'm getting the data. I'm getting all of the data. So all of the data I'm getting correctly. So after giving the API keys, so this is how it works. Okay, so I got the data. So getting the data is most of the thing is done. So now we just have to show the data, and let me actually close this. Okay, so we have to show the data, and showing the data is not that much tough. And news API is there, and I will have a op headlines data, and this is a very important project which I'm doing. So you can use this project, I can showcase this project in a lot of, if you are doing something related to Angular, you can show this project at a lot of places. So top headlines, but it's not giving me head name. Refers to a type. Okay, whatever, I'll give it like this, and it will ask me to fix it. Okay, I will do it later on. Okay, so I will edit this dot top headlines equal to data, and data dot articles will be there. It is again giving me this because I have to do that thing, maybe like this, but then it will not work. Okay, then I will instead of any, I will give it what, this is a type of what, this type of string. So Angular also always does this thing, maybe string array or what, and it's an okay. That's strange. Any used to work here. Any. Let's see whether it will give error or not. Okay. Unexpected token and all this it is giving. Okay. Okay. Attendance I'll give. Mark your attendance here. Okay, this market attendance here. Okay, so that time given, and let's see why it is not coming. If anyone knows Angular, they can tell why it is not coming. So how we have to fix it? I am really bad in TypeScript and all. So this is like a object, it is coming, array of object it is coming. So maybe know what to do here. Okay, earlier, so I should have done that strict no strict. If I have done that no strict while creating the project, I think this would have not come, but I didn't did that no strict, and also this all things are coming because of that no strict I didn't did. So that's why it is coming. And maybe I can do here headlines. It like this. So it is not even going here. Maybe I'll use a bar. Oh, declare property top index. Yeah, now it is coming again. This is our top headlines. It is coming. The data is coming again. Okay, and yeah, I'm getting that array. So I'm getting that array which I needed to get. So this array is coming. So now I have to use it. So let us use it quickly. And this top news.html is there, which is just is now it is showing this. So let me have the data quickly here. So top news.html. We'll have this container fluid again. I am having all these things like your shorten and all. Actually, I have not created. It's okay. So I'm just looping through it and top news headline and top news headlines. I'm looping through it and then I'm showing this data.url to image. There is something known as URL to image in each one of them. So and I'm also showing the data.title and data.url. So these all things I'm going to show and see the top headline. It is showing. Top headline is showing perfectly, and see all the top headlines are showing. And see I have added a marquee tag also, so which is showing this good thing. And just one thing is remaining. Let us style it a bit. So in the okay, where is my command p styles.css? In the source directory we have styles.css. It is a common file in which you can put a global style. So we'll put some global styles here. Control C, Control V, Control S, and then and see it is working fine. And now we are getting the headlines and all, so it is all coming fine. And you can make it like big also, and it will all show. Okay, so all of these things are showing. And so this is from a real news API, and I do a read more, it will go to that link where it is there, because they don't give the complete news, they only give this thing. So it is all means all done in such a short time frame. We have created an API call and did to the news API and all. We did all these things. So hope you liked it, and please do subscribe to my channel. And today you'll all miss today this Angular project is done. Angular 5-day course is